And that, I'm glad you brought that because that's gonna change the. Oh, I wanted to speak on this. Oh, me and Mistaken was talking about this today. You know what? I love to observe people because I always think like, why aren't these marriages working? So me and my partner, we were bouncing things off last night, and I said, I think I got it right. Women, here goes back to that hard thing. Women, when they in love with you, they don't see nothing else. They just see you like they in love, right? But you go through that part where you love them, but that in love kind of just, the reality kind of hitting of the situation, right? So the rose-colored glasses come off. And so what you find is, I think what a lot of people find is that they've been fighting for something to them that is not upholding its weight, right? So you go to the altar, he may give you the ring, but it's like, and let me give you an example of what that looks like. If you got to come home, pay the bills, take the kids out, cook, clean, do all these things, and he's just sitting there on Nintendo 360 or whatever the new game thing is.
Sorry.
Roblox, whatever it is. You gonna feel like you got the short end of the stick. Like, girl, I'm helping you pay the bills. Like, what you doing? Like, this ain't sexy. You feel me? Like, meet me. Let's do something, And don't get it twisted. I know a lot of men are just not the baby. We were talking about that. They're just not the hands-on, and that's okay. But you got to make up for it somewhere, right? You should be.
I don't think that's okay, though. I think that is part of the problem, is that anytime you ask, whether it's the man asking a woman or the woman asking a man to get uncomfortable, be uncomfortable, right? Getting uncomfortable, meaning doing stuff that you haven't done before for the sake of the relationship. So you could say, well, I'm just not like how HD. Most men don't want to mess with the young babies because they wait till they're 7 or 8. So you let your woman raise a kid for 7 or 8 years, and then you say, okay, now I'm ready to step in.
Because it's easier.
It's easier, right? It doesn't work like that. So if you're trying to make a marriage work or a relationship work, and just speaking from experience, sometimes you dig in your heels because I'm going to stand on this hill and that's it, where there's no room for compromise. So once you put your flag in right here, it automatically makes the other person feel that they got to put their flag there too, right? But if the approach is, how can both of us get our way? Or how can we make this situation work best for the both of us? And that's always going to take both people compromising on their end. I may not get my way all the way. He may not get his way all the way. But if we meet here, both of us are getting our way some of the way. And I think that's the problem, is when we're in these spaces, a lot of times you'll hear women talk about, well, I don't want no man that ain't making 6 figures, right? They try to portray that image or whatever, ain't making 6 figures, when we've done the research and we know majority of men, and especially I'll say even Black men, because we know there's a wage gap between Black men and their counterparts, right? The average that they're making is nowhere near 6 figures. So you're already setting yourself up to not find a man that you say that you won't settle for nothing less, when at the end of the day, when you're really in that relationship for real, I ain't gonna say money don't matter, because bills have to get paid. Let's keep it real. But that's not what is going to sustain the relationship. You can't pay for character. You can't, money is not going to cover somebody wiping your ass when you can't. Money is not going to have a person lay up in the hospital with you when you're sick, or when you're in a nursing home. You know what I'm saying? Money will not pay for those things. So when you're putting your focus all on that, without the value of the character of the man that you say you want, it's no winning. And then for the men on that side, talk about, oh, we're so visual. We need y'all to be fit, feminine, and friendly. Da, 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 da. Okay, like, cool. But you're in La La Land just like we are. You know what I'm saying? And wanting its perfect woman, and you will never find her because everybody has flaws. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part. Like, there's never a balance. It's like everybody's all the way to the right or all the way to the left.
Yeah, I think I wanted to add something. I know it's going to kind of take things a little off topic. Just looking at these like podcasts and this social media, the black man, with all due respect, and I'm saying this, I'm not taking any of this stuff personal. I'm not making any personal attacks, but it's just the black man, and I think men in general have a serious problem about feeling like they are above reproach. You are the leader, but that does not mean you are unchallenged. I was the captain of a pool team. That doesn't mean I am above reproach. I have to listen to my teammates. To HD's point of view, I'm not going to treat everybody the same. If I have somebody who's a stud on the team, or LeBron or a Luka, he's getting the ball at the end of the game. I'm not giving it to Bronny James. Everybody's not going to be treated equally. What I'm just saying is, like, to going back to Ms. Taken's point, is like, I'm trying to remember what that point was, but it's just like, because I was going on my own little spiel, but it's like, there's work to be done. And we got, I think, to kind of piggyback on Ms. Taken's point, we need to put the blinders on. Stop looking at the image of what our community looks like and the baby mama culture and who said this, who said that. Focus on the work you need to do. Find the person who gels right with you. And regardless if marriage is in the cards for you or not, just move with intention.
And let me just say this too. I think that often, because I know some people say, and I hate when people like to compare us to other cultures, right? It's like, oh, you don't do that, but you ain't doing what they men do, right? You sitting here comparing the women, but you ain't the man that they. If you got to look at it both ways, the woman is who she is because that man is. I got a Hispanic family. I tell y'all this all the time. I got a Hispanic family behind me. It's about 3 families in that house, right? Them men be out there building. That whole house look different. Every morning I wake up, it's Saturday, they out there making something else. I'm like, hey, read your text because I want to translate because I need something fixed over here. Like, it's just different. And they came over here, right? It's just, it's not about the money. At that point, they're just, they're skillful hands-on people in their household, right? Or it could be, when you look at some countries, the men are just doing it. I know a lot of people on these platforms, they like to see like, oh, Amira's fit, feminine. Amira does not have a job. Like, it's her job. She tells y'all she lives a soft life. She says she works for an attorney firm, but she lives a very soft life. She makes it very known her husband is that dude, and she ain't scared to tell y'all her husband that dude. So if you want that, you gotta be complimentary to that, right? And that's for women too. You want this guy who's this, you gotta compliment him. You can't come in looking at half trash. That's on both ends. We can't expect something and not give something in return. Nobody wants to overpay for a car that ain't worth it. You feel me? So it's gotta be it goes back to being a balance. I gotta work on myself. You got to work on yourself. And this is the last point. I see these girls, they be on these little, these single women. They're like, oh, self-care, and it's like, I wash my hair every day and I put my soothing, and their house is so perfect and they're perfectly put together, and you want her to leave that to go walk around in some sweatpants running at the kids. Like, you gotta be that dude to wanna like. Have y'all seen the movie Barbie before? I
loved it. Everybody should see it.
It's the truth. It's like, oh, everything is so perfect, and then it's like sweatpants, beer, because you living that hard life. You see people who live in hard life. It's like almost like they get in a relationship, they just turn into a different person. Like,